snow is coming down as it has been the last couple of days on and off across the valley. It's been making for slick roads, but tomorrow is a first alert weather day. We're going to have additional areas of snow, and that's going to be combined with some gusty winds. Around 40-mile-per-hour gusts are possible, and tricky travel for tomorrow with slick roads, blowing snow, additional snow. So here's what you can expect for your Thursday. Hazardous travel. We're going to see some significant blowing and drifting snow due to those strong wind gusts and low visibility. As for snowfall amounts, we'll see scattered snow around 0 trace to up to 4 or more inches of snow. I'll show you where here in a minute. The wind will be increasing out of the northwest through the afternoon and into the evening, gusts to 45 miles per hour. Again, the strongest wind will be after that morning commute, but the morning commute's not going to be too pretty either. So we're already seeing some snowfall this afternoon and into the evening. Let's take a look here through Lakes Country, where we're seeing this little band of snow here moving around 20 or so miles per hour to the east and southeast. So Mahnomen seeing a little bit of snow. Detroit Lake's about to see a bit more. Same things down towards Pelican Rapids. And the snow that's up across northeastern North Dakota through Grand Forks and Reynolds, it's actually expanding a little bit in coverage. So expect some snowfall to move into your region there here shortly if you're not already seeing some snow. So the snow that's moving through tonight, Bobby, will be accumulating for some up to an inch or two by tomorrow morning. We're going to add more snow to that. We're going to add more wind to that. So I'll walk you through your hour-by-hour forecast and how much total snow by the end of tomorrow we can expect. That's all coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, tomorrow will definitely be one of the busiest days of the week, no doubt, weather-wise, and also from your forecasting standpoint. Summer, thank you so much. We'll talk to you in a few more minutes. Well, Bemidji police say that one man has been arrested and is facing numerous charges after driving through the entrance of a mall. Now, police identified the man as Damian Smith, who was having a mental health crisis. Smith was in his vehicle when police were able to talk to him for a little while before he backed his van doors into the clinic and then drove off. Now, a pursuit then occurred and officers were able to set up stop sticks to deflate some of the tires. He then ended up colliding with another SUV and rammed his vehicle into the Paul Bunyan Mall. That was the picture you saw on your screen. Smith was transported to Sanford Health for a mental health evaluation and later transported to the Beltrami County Jail and booked on numerous charges. A Litchfield, North Dakota man will spend the rest of his life in prison. Jeremy Wayne Heinrich was convicted on a charge of continuous sexual abuse of a child. According to court documents, the offenses occurred against a female under the age of 15 between December 2012 and December 2018. He was sentenced in Barnes County to life without parole. North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley says that he will ask the North Dakota legislature to boost his agency's budget to expand the state crime lab and hire more officers to work with federal law enforcement on American Indian reservations. Though he refused to give a dollar amount, Wrigley said he would request significantly more than the agency's current 2-year budget of $96.4 million when the legislature reconvenes in January. He said the money is necessary to enhance public safety, and with more funds, the state crime lab could be expanded and more personnel hired to clear backlogs of evidence processing. At least 2 people would be hired to test weapons used in crimes and at least 3 new officers to investigate crimes on tribal land. The Minnesota Attorney General's office has opened an investigation into the proposed merger between Fairview Health Services and Sanford Health. A spokesperson for the Attorney General's office says the investigation relates to the proposed merger's compliance with charities and nonprofit laws. The office is also evaluating any possible effects on competition along with state and federal partners. Plans for the merger are set to be finalized by 2023. And plans are now in place for businesses who want to sell THC products in Moorhead. The Moorhead City Council approved the ordinance for commercial sales by a 7-1 vote Tuesday evening. The ordinance includes a $750 per year licensing fee, which can be reviewed each year and updated in the future. On-sale liquor license holders and restaurants can also get licensed. Some council members had concerns about allowing restaurants to sell THC products, but it was decided not to amend the ordinance. Samples are not allowed, and businesses who are already selling the products have 90 days to comply with the new regulations. The application for businesses is expected to be available by Friday. Well, Republicans are debating their path forward in the wake of disappointing 2022 midterm elections, and that includes who will lead them in Congress and the party's eventual presidential nominee in 2024. Natalie Brand has more on Capitol Hill.
Look, I'm not going anywhere.
Amid GOP infighting, Senator Mitch McConnell will continue as minority leader after beating back a challenge from Florida's Rick Scott.
We had a good opportunity to discuss the various differences. People had a chance to listen to both candidates, and I'm pretty proud of 37-10.
Some Republicans expressed they're unhappy with current leadership, and that's the case on the House side too, where Kevin McCarthy is trying to shore up GOP support in his bid for Speaker.
Look, we have our work cut out for us. We've got to have a small majority. We've got to listen to everybody in our conference.
To believe that Kevin McCarthy is going to be Speaker, you have to believe he's going to get votes in the next 6 weeks that he couldn't get in the last 6 years.
Former President Donald Trump also stirred up party divisions by announcing a third run for the White House.
Our country is in a horrible state. We're in grave trouble. This is not a task for a politician or a conventional candidate.
Potential 2024 rival Governor Ron DeSantis just won re-election in Florida by a 20-point margin.
We just finished this election, okay? People just need to chill out a little bit on some of this stuff. I mean, seriously.
Ahead of the new session of Congress, lawmakers are rushing to pass some key bills before the end of the year.
The Senate is holding a vote Wednesday afternoon on whether to move forward with legislation that would ensure marriage equality is federal law. A bill proposed following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn decades-old precedent on abortion.
My daughter and her wife, my daughter-in-law, are expecting a baby next spring. I want them and everyone in a loving relationship to live without the fear that their rights could one day be stripped away.
The legislation still needs the support of at least 10 Republicans to advance. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Mormon Church announced its support of the marriage equality bill after a bipartisan group of senators proposed amendments exempting nonprofit religious organizations from having to provide services to same-sex marriages. Well, a well-known Fargo food truck business is continuing to spice things up in the metro, now with seating and a full kitchen in its new storefront. Mi Barrio Dominican Cuisine has taken over the cafe inside Fargo's Big Top Bingo on 25th Street South, ready to reopen to the public this Saturday and bring a bit of the island to North Dakota.
We don't need that much meat. We want a lot of colors, avocados, tomatoes, peppers, homemade vinaigrettes, and no processed stuff. We try to avoid them as much as we can.
Keck says her business started just 2 years ago under a canopy tent in a grocery store parking lot and wants to thank the community for the support to continue chasing her dreams. Mi Barrio will open Saturday for lunch from 11 to 2 and for dinner from 5 to 9. Well, 70 North Dakota National Guardsmen are back stateside after a nearly year-long deployment at the U.S.-Mexico border. While on duty at the southwest border, they helped with U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents by supporting security operations. Well, the fastest growing sport in America is also leading to more injuries. Tomorrow on the Valley Today, find out how pickleball fans can play without getting hurt.